What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Kev. We back with another YouTube video today. Hope everybody is doing well. In today's video, I'm gonna be telling y'all why everything kind of changes after you've save your first $10,000, because a couple of things change. Okay, I never thought that after I saved $10,000, the way I think about money is completely different. Okay, so like if you don't have 5 figures saved, typically what the normal person is going to do, they're going to go to work, pay bills, and then spend the rest of their money without even knowing where the rest is going. Okay, but when you save your first $10,000, a couple of things happen. Number one, you're not operating in survival mode how you would if you didn't have this money saved. So let me give you an example. Like, let's just say you only got about $500 in your savings, right? The fridge breaks, the car breaks down, the transmission goes out, things like that. You really only have so much leeway to spend that $500 on, okay? So number one would be you're not operating in a survival mode anymore when you go to work. You know that money is there just in case of an emergency. Okay, and that's gonna bring us into number two. Number two, I can almost pretty much cover any immediate emergency. Doesn't matter if it's medical, doesn't matter if it's car breaks down, anything. Any major expense, I know that money is there for me to go get and grab just in case I need it of an emergency. Honestly, you kind of sleep better at night knowing the money's there too. Another thing is when you save your first $10,000, once you stay at your 9 to 5, something weird happens. When you start getting your paychecks, it's it doesn't feel the same. So let me explain what I mean by that. All right, before you didn't have $10,000, right? You would get your paycheck and you would feel happy, good about it, right? Now that I have the funds and I put the work in to do it, it's when I get paid, I'm it's nice. You know what I'm saying? I put the work in to get the money. It's nice, but it's nothing new. And the reason is because when you have the goal of saving $10,000, every time you put money towards the goal to saving that, you get a dopamine hit. But when you get these dopamine hits, it's because you're on the journey to get to the goal. And what happens is a lot of time people hit the goal and now they feel stuck because now the goal is over with. Now your brain's okay, what's next? What do I do next? That's why it's very important when you hit a goal that you immediately set another goal and don't dwell on what just happened, the goal itself. That's why I always tell people, when you hit a goal, strive for a new goal, because if you don't, your brain is going to be stuck on that one goal because you've already hit the goal. So now the brain doesn't know really how to operate out of the goal. That's why I tell a lot of people, make sure you enjoy the journey on the way to the goal, because the journey is actually more important than the goal itself. That's why a lot of people, when they have these big goals, once they hit it, they kind of start to feel down, because once you hit the goal, the dopamine crashes. Now, a lot of people aren't really going to understand what I'm talking about, what I mean by dopamine. But if you do the research and you have experience with it, then you're probably going to understand it. So just to clear it up really quick again, when you have a big goal, you hit the goal, you get dopamine hits every time you get a little better at that goal. But once you hit the goal, the dopamine comes down, and that's where people get stuck at. Their brain is oh, well, I don't know what to do now. Or you kind of feel that let down feeling a little bit, as I can say, because you hit the goal, but you don't have any other goals. So it's what do I do next? Okay. So Um, Another thing that I realized that changed when I saved $10,000 is like I don't really like the things that I wanted to spend money on. Like I don't really have the desire to spend money on them anymore versus when I like didn't have 5 figures in my savings account. That's another thing. The way I spend money now is a lot different too compared to when I didn't have these funds. Like, you know, I would just blind spend after I got my paychecks, not really focusing on what should I spend, what shouldn't I spend. These things are very important because a lot of people will budget to get this money, but once they get the money, they stop budgeting. They stop tracking their expenses. But what you don't realize is if you do that, you can still go broke. That's why it's very important when you get the money, not to stop budgeting, not to stop doing these type of things. And that brings us to the next thing. I did not stop tracking my monthly expenses and like my budgeting because I'm trying to get to the next goal, which is $20,000. You know what I'm saying? We already got 10. We done put the 10 ball up. It's time to get to the 20. You know what I'm saying? And then like it's like when I really like get my paychecks now, since I've already had like a good budgeting like strategy or whatever, now I'm trying to get more of my money invested versus saving. Because what y'all gotta understand is you can save all the money you want, but if there's no compound interest on it, if it's not growing in like a high yield savings, or if it's not in the stock market, then the money's not really growing. You know what I'm saying? If it's just sitting there, then you're basically losing, the money's basically losing value because there's no interest being grown on it, no compound interest, anything like that. So that's why I've been learning like how to invest my money once I get it, like from my paychecks and stuff like that. Also, another thing, I don't feel like I have to work as hard. And what I mean by that is like, I would go to work and I wouldn't say I would like push myself to like the extreme, but like, people when they go to their job, they like to work extremely hard. Like I was picking up extra shifts to try to get to this goal or whatever. And you know, I did it, but like I don't feel a need to have to pick up overtime now, if that makes sense. Like I pick up overtime if I want the extra funds, not because I have to. You feel what I'm saying? Also, like now that I have this, um I'm open to new opportunities. Like I can invest a little bit more. I can quit my 9 to 5 if I wanted to, but right now it's just not the right time, especially with how everything is going on in the world. But like if I wanted to walk away today, then I could possibly do that because I have enough money saved up in my savings account that's gonna cover me until I can get employed again. So yeah, these are just a couple of things like that change after you hit $10,000. And a lot of people think that the number that changes in your bank account is 100,000, 500,000, a million, 2 million. No, it's not. Cause I thought the same thing until I hit $10,000 in my savings account, and it was like I don't know. It still goes on to this day. Like I just don't view money the same. Like when I get my paychecks, it doesn't give me the same type of like thrill as it once did, if that makes sense. Because like I know I'm gonna get it. Like the money's there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not operating in survival mode anymore. You know what I'm saying? So these are a couple of the things that really change after you hit that first 10,000. But I will say, to everybody's journey on trying to get that 10,000, please make sure you don't just sit there after you hit the 10,000, because You know, a lot of people fall into like this type of like depression, if that makes sense, because they don't know what to do after they get the $10,000 because they got all the dopamine hits from the journey, and they thought hitting the goal was going to be bigger than the journey. The journey is always better than the end result. The end result is cool, but the journey is better. You know what I'm saying? Also, I learned a lot about myself, you know, trying to stack this first $10,000, man. The discipline that comes with this, you know, the staying down, the not going out every weekend, um, not going on no dates. I didn't date anyways, you know what I'm saying, before the fact. It just it would just really didn't interest me like that at the time because I was so focused on trying to get this money so I can set a better future up for myself. You know what I'm saying? So friends asking me to go out on the weekends, not happening. Going to Reds games, not happening. Going out having fun, not happening. The eating out every weekend, it's not happening. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these things change. Um, Something else that changed too is like I wanted to take like my health more serious. Like once you start getting like this type of savings and like you start to get more disciplined with your money, I believe the first thing you should be doing is trying to take care of your body. Like I'm not 100% perfect on my diet yet, but like I'm starting to move towards that new like wave of like eating. Like for example, like what I put in my body, I care more about it versus when I didn't really have any money like that. But now that I have a little bit of something, you know what I'm saying? It is not like changing money, but I kind of start taking my health more serious because like if you have money, why wouldn't you take the money and invest in your health? It only makes sense because if you don't have your health, you basically have nothing. That's like the builder of everything else before the money. Like I would agree that not being healthy is almost just as bad as being broke. But that's just my opinion. But that's what I got for y'all today. If you took any value out of this video, just make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And if y'all want more financial videos like this, just comment down in the comment section. I'll do my best to try to make a video about whatever you guys put in the comments. Make sure you turn on post notifications so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Until next time, peace.